जो दावा कांग्रेस कर रही है, चाहे वो सचिन पायलट की तरफ से किया जा रहा हो या फिर कांग्रेस के दूसरे खेमे की तरफ से, वहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? हलचल से जुड़ी डिटेल आपने ये बताई थी कि कुछ लोग वहाँ पर पहुंचे वहाँ पर मौजूद विधायकों से बात करने के लिए
मंदिर बनाए हैं खून की नदियां बह जाएंगी, चला एक मच्छर नहीं मरा मैं।
हेलो
हेलो
अभिषेक और
able to hear me? तो
जी
unmute
बेटा,
करना पड़ेगा मुझे।
कोई बात नहीं बेटा,
वार्तालाप करने के लिए कुछ संदेश देने के लिए जो है
कोई बात
मैसेंजर
नहीं।
है वो यहाँ पर आते हैं तो सीधे वन टू वन बात करके मैसेज सीधे देते हैं। वो मोबाइल से कोई वार्तालाप अभी नहीं कर रहे हैं सभी लोग, और जो खुद के मोबाइल नंबर है वो स्विच ऑफ आ रहे हैं। कुल मिलाकर ये कहा जा सकता है कि यहाँ जो एक्टिविटी है वो जयपुर में जो काम हो रहा है, जयपुर में जो चीजें हो रही है उसका रिफ्लेक्शन है वो यहाँ होटल और जो दिल्ली में जिस तरीके से वो विधायक होते हुए उनको तक पहुंच रहा है। तो जो 19 विधायक वो नहीं पहुंचे हैं कांग्रेस के विधायक है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह कि कांग्रेस के 19 विधायक वहां पर बैठक में नहीं पहुंचे, इसलिए कांग्रेस के नेताओं की चिंताएं बढ़ गई थी। इस वजह से ये जो वार्तालाप है वार्ता के जो दरवाजे हैं वो खोल दिए गए हैं, और जो जिस तरीके से सॉफ्ट जो जो नजरिया दिखाया जा रहा है कि किस तरीके से जो है सरकार पर संकट आ रहा है, तो कम से कम समझौते की बात की जाए। तो वही सचिन पायलट का वही अड़ियल रुख अभी भी जारी है कि उनके पास 25 है और उनकी बात मानी जाएगी। कोशिश ये हो रही है कि बीजेपी का जो यहाँ होटल के बाहर हम देख पा रहे हैं कि यहाँ जो कंट्रोल जो हो रहा है, मीडिया को जो इस तरीके से दूर रखा जा रहा है, पुलिस का जो बंदोबस्त किया गया है, उससे लगता है कि कहीं बीजेपी का इनडायरेक्ट इन्वॉल्वमेंट यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहा है। कुल मिलाकर कहा जा सकता है जिस तरीके से रेड हुई, उसके बाद यहाँ पुलिस का बंदोबस्त होना और किसी से मिलने नहीं देना, ये तमाम चीजें
Hi Nipun, can you hear me? Check it out, like I was on mute. Sorry.
राजस्थान की सरकार को अपील करने के तमाम प्रयास जो कांग्रेस के नेता
हमने बेटा
कुछ दम लगता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। और जिस तरीके से आगे चीजें बढ़ रही है उससे लग रहा है कि अब ये निर्णायक भूमिका पहुंच चुके हैं और कांग्रेस के नेता है वापस वार्ता के दौर पर आ चुके हैं। कुल मिलाकर कहा जा सकता है कि यहाँ जो विधायक पहुंचे हैं उनको संदेश दोनों तरफ से देने के प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं।
Ankush, highlights and Tarun, all here, what you are saying as a host, there might be a possibility
एक बात है
that
ना,
if I
800 दे दे 20 ले लेना, को पपीता दे दे भैया तो
there is a
फ्रिज में ना रखियो बाल
issue at my end,
अगर लेके रख ले कल तक सही हो जाएगा, सही है तो
definitely was here co-host, and definitely you can access all the things. You can share the screen, you can share the PPT, anything as such you are willing to do, you can do it from here.
Let me try sharing my
और आखिर में आप कर नहीं देगा तो प्रिंसिपल का तू कि मैं बहुत दुखी हूँ 10 वर्ष से सारे घोड़े भागेंगे तो चिंता करेंगे तो भाई घोड़े तो जहाँ हरियाली होगी वहीं जाके दूसरे को करेंगे और सूखे में रहेंगे तो खूब गिर जाएंगे।
तो इशारों में सीधे बीजेपी ये कह रही है कि भाई कांग्रेस को नहीं संभाल पा रही है, अपना घर टूटने से नहीं बचा पा रही है, इसलिए आज ये सिचुएशन है।
हमारा तो नहीं है
बीजेपी की तरफ है। लेकिन अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ट्वीट हम देख रहे थे विशेंद्र सिंह सचिन पायलट के में कह जाते हैं ये मेरे सहयोगी विश्व यहाँ से बदल गए। उनका एक ट्वीट जिसमें पहले वो जानकारी देता है कि बहन की बीमारी
लेकिन भारी कर देगा वो परफॉर्म।
लेकिन दूसरा जो ट्वीट आया वो बहुत कुछ कह रहा है। वो कह रहे हैं कि उनका जो भी डिसीजन होगा वो जनता के हित में होगा।
बिल्कुल, देखिए इसे स्क्रिप्ट को इसका मतलब ये निकाल सकते हैं कि जनता का के हित में होगा, यानी पार्टी गई अलग, पार्टी के हित में नहीं होगा। पार्टी का बात छोड़कर अब जनता के हित में फैसला लेना है। जनता का मतलब दो तरह का होता है कि जनता ने उन्हें वोट किया है, पार्टी ने उनको नहीं जिताया है, पार्टी से हम नाता तोड़ रहे हैं। दूसरा ये कि अगर चुनाव जैसी स्थिति आती है, अगर उनको चुनाव में जाना है तो जनता के बीच में जाने के लिए भी तैयार है। तो ये दो तरह का संकेत दे रहा है ये चीज, क्योंकि ये जो विधायक है अगर ये मान के चल लेते हैं आप कि आपको पार्टी से अलग होना है, आपको चुनाव में जाने के लिए वो संकेत देने में ये कामयाब है विष्णु सिंह। और विष्णु की इन तमाम जो विधायक दिल्ली में माना ये जा रहा है कि सबको डील करने के काम
फ्रिज में ना रखियो
मंत्री भी है और सचिन जनता की बात मानेगा, जनता की बात मानेगा। आप समझ रहे हैं कि उनको अलग जाना है, वो अलग जाना है कि किसके साथ जाना है, कि बीजेपी के नेताओं को बयान
अभी काटने की जरूरत
सुन रही है, उसका मतलब है कि बीजेपी मजे ले रही है, आनंद ले रही है। उसको पता है कि
क्या मन बड़ा
ये एक ब्लैक लेवल पे बात चल रही है यार, बयान देके जो है कहीं ना कहीं प्रूव करने की कोशिश की जा रही है कि बकरे घोड़े की तरह आपको व्यवहार किया जा रहा है, आपका क्या महत्व है वहाँ पर। तो ये राजनीति भी है, कहते हैं राजनीति में साम दाम दंड भेद सब चलता है। आप उनको कहीं प्रमोट भी कर रहे हैं उनके विधायकों की, आपकी कोई इज्जत नहीं है पार्टी में, आपकी क्या स्थिति, आपको घोड़े और बकरे की तुलना की जा रही है अपनी पार्टी के नेता कर रहे हैं, तो उनको प्रमोट भी किया जा रहा है, एक अलग अलग तरह से काम भी चल रहा है। कुल मिला मिला के कांग्रेस का घर अगर फूटता है तो बीजेपी को जो हुआ लोकसभा क्यों पीछे रहेगी, जाहिर सी बात है।
जाहिर सी बात है, बिल्कुल सही आप कह रहे हैं रवि, क्योंकि यहाँ पर कुछ भी अगर होता है तो सीधा सीधा फायदा उसको बीजेपी को होगा, लेकिन नुकसान ये कितना बड़ा सचिन पायलट को होना, उनके साथ उनके जो खेमे के विधायक हैं उनको होना, ये सीधे तौर पर बहुत बड़ा खतरा है। शायद इसीलिए अब एक बार फिर कोशिश हो रही है, ये फिर से कोशिश हो रही है उन विधायकों से संपर्क करने की, उन लोगों से संपर्क करने की
हेलो,
उनके संपर्क में नहीं आ पाए हैं।
हाँ जी
और देखिए अब जो हम सीधी तस्वीरें जब आपको दिखा रहे हैं, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण आज की तस्वीरें हैं, वो तस्वीरें हैं जिसका इंतजार हो रहा था।
वहाँ पे राइट टाइम
सीएम आवास पर जो बैठक हो रही है विधायक दल की, उससे जुड़ी बैठक है जहाँ पर 19 विधायकों के नहीं पहुँचने की खबर थी, और ये कहा जा रहा था कि जब 19 विधायक पहुँचते हैं
make me as a host again. I was disconnected.
शुरू होगी, तो जो बाकी के विधायक हैं वो उस बैठक में पहुँच चुके हैं।
Okay, can you hear me now?
दरअसल अपना
Okay, so can you make me the host again? I was unable to share my screen earlier, so I had to disconnect and connect it again. So I think it joined me as a attendee.
इससे पहले सचिन पायलट ने ट्वीट करके कहा था, उन्होंने जानकारी दी थी कि उनके पास 25 से 30 की संख्या में विधायक उनके पास उनके संपर्क में है, और इसीलिए गहलोत सरकार आत्महत्या में।
Okay, let me.
रवि मेरे साथ है। रवि, तस्वीरें शायद आप नहीं देख पा रहे होंगे, लेकिन हम यहाँ पर आपको बताएं कि ये वो तस्वीरें जिसका इंतजार हो रहा था कि ये बैठक कब शुरू होगी, हालांकि इसे टाला गया है थोड़ी देर के लिए।
देखिए, अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी और राजस्थान के नेता जो भी हैं, अशोक गहलोत हो या तमाम जो दिल्ली से नेता हैं, और इतने कॉन्फिडेंट रहते तो शायद अभी तक पार्टी के जो खिलाफत करने वाले विधायक हैं उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो चुकी होती, सचिन पायलट को पार्टी से बाहर का रास्ता दिखाया जा चुका होता, क्योंकि अभी तक की परंपरा ये रही है कि जो कांग्रेस के खिलाफ होता है।
मैं बता दूं आपको, रवि विक्ट्री का साइन दिखाते हैं यहाँ पर अशोक गहलोत और बाकी विधायक भी उनके साथ विक्ट्री का साइन फिलहाल दिखा रहे हैं, लेकिन ये विक्ट्री कब तक की है इस पर तो संशय अभी भी है।
नहीं, ये भी एक चाल है, बताऊं आपको, ये भी एक चाल होता है राजनीति में, एक चाल है कि बाकी विधायक है उनको ये लगे कि भाई सरकार तो बच गई, तो हम अपने सरकार के साथ ही क्यों ना रहें। तो ये मैसेज है विधायकों के लिए जो नाराज हैं पायलट के साथ हैं, उनको विक्ट्री का साइन और मीडिया के जरिए मैसेज देकर कि हमारी सरकार बच गई है और आप आओगे तब फायदे में रहोगे। तमाम तरह मैंने कहा ना, राजनीति में साम दाम दंड भेद सब चलता है, तो अगर बीजेपी के लोग चाहते हैं तो कांग्रेस की तरफ से
ये टी-शर्ट निकली
कहा जाता है, और अशोक गहलोत
इसके रंग झुंझला पड़ा
से माली है, और माली जानता है कि
कौन सी कंपनी की थी?
कौन सा उतारना है, इसमें लट्ठा डालना है, तो कहीं लगे और सीजन आज को डाउन का है, पता है कि पेड़ को हटाना है और किस फर्क पड़ा है,
अभी डालूंगा
ठीक है। कहीं ना कहीं अशोक गहलोत इतने बड़े अशोक गहलोत तो ऊपर की है, इतना बड़ा देख रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर स्थान को देखा जाए तो लड़ाई लंबी चलेगी, और हो सकता है कि आज भले सरकार बच जाए, हो सकता है सरकार के एकदम गवर्नमेंट में रहते हुए बच जाए, लेकिन आने वाले समय में सरकार पर खतरे का बादल लगातार मंडराते रहेंगे, और हो सकता है साल भर 2 साल में सरकार का जाना तय माना जाएगा।
और रवि देखिए, ये तस्वीरें ये बता रही है कि ये तो फूट जो थी, जो ये दो खेमे पड़ गए थे, ये तो 2018 के बाद ही हम देख रहे थे, क्योंकि नाराजगी तो दरअसल असर वहीं से शुरू हुई। उसके बाद जब एसओजी का नोटिस जाता है, उसके बाद तो बगावत जो थी वो अपने चरम पर थी। सीधा दिल्ली आकर लाइन पे रहता है सचिन पायलट।
बिल्कुल जाहिर सी बात है, देखिए ये 1.5 साल से डेढ़ क्या पौने 2 साल के लगभग हो गए, पौने 2 साल से झगड़ा दोनों के बीच में चल रहा है, और झगड़ा पहले दिन से, क्योंकि सचिन पायलट पहले सीएम पद से नीचे मानने को तैयार नहीं थे। उसमें खेल होता है कि भाई अशोक गहलोत जो है, सोनिया गांधी का रिकमेंडेशन होता है, अहमद पटेल का रिकमेंडेशन होता है, और अशोक गहलोत पहले आपको बता दूं कि दिल्ली में जब अशोक गहलोत से प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में एक सवाल पूछा गया था कि कौन बनेगा मुख्यमंत्री, तो अशोक गहलोत ने ये जवाब दिया था कि कौन बनेगा करोड़पति, क्या पहले पता चलता है क्या। तो सबको एक पता था कि अशोक गहलोत दिल्ली बैठकर की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, कि भले सचिन पायलट वहां मेहनत कर रहे हैं ग्राउंड पे, लेकिन मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत ही होंगे, क्योंकि उन्होंने आला कमान के पास उनकी अच्छी पैठ थी, हालांकि कमान के पसंदीदा नेता माने जाते थे। तो इस बात की नाराजगी सचिन पायलट को हमेशा रही और इसी वजह से उनको लगातार 5 साल 4 साल मेहनत करने के बाद, सरकार आने के बाद, कंपनी मेजोरिटी आने के बाद उनको मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बनाया गया, उनको उप मुख्यमंत्री बनाया गया, उनको साथ साथ अध्यक्ष करने के लिए प्रदेश का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया उनकी कैडर पर। लेकिन बाद में जिस तरह से उनको लगातार इस तरह से उनकी बेइज्जती करना, उनका अपमान करना, उनको दरकिनार करना, पार्टी में उनके विधायकों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करना, तो अशोक गहलोत जानबूझ के ये सब चीजें कर रहे हैं। वो चाहते हैं कि सचिन पायलट नाम का जो कांटा है उनके रास्ते में है, उनको किसी तरह से निकाल के फेंक दिया जाए और हमारी सरकार स्मूथ चलती रहे। उसके लिए सचिन पायलट कहीं भी जाए राजनीति में, उसे अशोक गहलोत को कोई लेना देना नहीं है। हो सकता है कि पार्टी इस बारे पर सोनिया गांधी हो, राहुल गांधी हो, बाकी लोग सोच रहे हो कि इससे मैसेज खराब जाएगा और चाहे सिंधिया हो चाहे तमाम नेता जो पहले गए हैं, उस कड़ी में एक और नाम जुड़ने से कांग्रेस की और बीजेपी होगी, तो इसलिए ये भरपाई की कोशिश की जा रही है। और डर है, अभी भी उनको डर है कि सरकार जा सकती है, इसलिए सचिन पायलट को मनाने की कोशिश हो रही है। लेकिन मुझे लगता नहीं है कि सचिन पायलट अब इस रास्ते पर कहते हैं, नाम फिल्म का डायलॉग है, संजय दत्त को कोई कहता है कि ये मन में है, तो
हेलो हर्षिता।
दोबारा वापसी गए तो फिर मारे जाएंगे, इसी का डर रहेगा, बचने का डर नहीं रहेगा।
अभी इन तस्वीरों पर बात करते हैं। ये तस्वीरें अभी जो मौजूदा परिस्थिति बनी हुई है, देखिए 19 विधायक यहाँ पर नहीं पहुंचते, हालांकि इसके लिए अभी थोड़ा इंतजार करना होगा कि कौन पहुंच
हेलो
रहा
ध्रुव,
है,
हेलो
कौन
जशन।
बिल्कुल नहीं यहाँ पर जाने वाला। ये तस्वीरें यही बता रही
हेलो
है
सर।
कि यहाँ पर अभी जो मौजूदा विधायक है इस बैठक में, उनमें कम से कम एक जोश भरने की कोशिश करी जा रही है, जो विक्ट्री का साइन लगातार दिखाया जा रहा है। और ये कहीं ना कहीं एक मैसेज पहुंचाने की भी कोशिश होगी कि बाकी भी यहाँ पर लौटेंगे, क्योंकि कोशिशें हर स्तर पर हो रही हैं। यदि आप मेरे साथ रहिएगा, एक छोटा सा ब्रेक हम ले रहे हैं। तमाम अपडेट इस बड़ी खबर से जुड़ी हुई सब जी न्यूज पर आप देखिए।
बाल विवाह की कुप्रथा जिसमें जल जाती है मासूम जिंदगियां।
इस परंपरा के विरोध की शुरुआत मेरे अपने घर से ही होगी।
एक महानायक डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर पावर का
सर राउंड नॉट रीचेबल आ रहा हूँ।
माँ भूख लगी, जल्दी प्लीज।
हाँ बेटा, गर्मा गर्म कलेजी की रोटी
आज तो टंकी फुल चाहिए। वो सर बाइक रहेगी पापा। बाइक नहीं, कुछ मैं रहूँ तो जिंदा होता ना तो दिखा लेते।
इसके तो सारी जल्दी जल्दी इसी में है ना।
आपका मोदी फिर से जिंदा हो गया। व्हील चेयर भी और आप अभी कोविड की ब्रेक होती। आज पापा लंबा दौड़ेंगे। शुरू होता से फ्रेश करेज को रिचेक किया है। फ्रेश स्टार्ट करना है तो फ्रेश बनाओ। करेज आओ फ्रेश जियो। मेरी ना बाथरूम की दीवारों में पानी लीक हो रहा है।
ओ बेबी, झूठ बोलना सीखो। हमने वेक्टर स्पाइक्स लगाया है, कुछ नहीं हो सकता।
वेक्टर स्पाइक्स एंड ट्रैक्स में सबका भरोसा। वो भी तो वेक्टर स्पाइक्स इंडिया की बॉटल है। सही आपको पता है। मार्च का नाम लगता है भारी चीजों की खांसी है। आपको कौन है? अगर आगे कौन है? पूरे मोहल्ले में तो खांसी नहीं आती। सिर्फ मुझे ही काम चुस्ती का हो और बोतल में नंबर क्यों? तो क्या करूं? ले लीजिए। जंडू आयुर्वेदिक कफ सिरप का नस मारता है। मात्र 5 रुपए में। कफ के लिए नया जंडू स्मार्ट बैग। 10 में से 9 लोगों ने इसे ज्यादा असरदार माना। नया बॉटल का जंडू। नया जंडू आयुर्वेदिक कफ सिरप सिर्फ 5 रुपए में। मेरा बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट किया। मेरे बर्थडे केक लेकर दिया। माँ जैसा ख्याल रखा। थैंक यू डॉक्टर।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर।
थैंक यू फॉर सेविंग माय लाइफ।
Oh my God.
Sun Pharma, reaching people, touching lives.
क्या लग रही है? पर बात को ना ज्यादा बिल्कुल नहीं। सफेद बाज पाली खोल ले, मैं बताती हूँ। और तू भी दे दे एडवाइस। दोस्ती में एडवाइस नहीं, एक बात ताला देखने वाला 10 गुना ज्यादा एलोवेरा की देखभाल नए गोदरेज एक्सपर्ट रिच क्रेम से इसका नो अमोनिया क्लेंजिंग रिच कलर और बाल दिखे सॉफ्टर और शाइनियर। गोदरेज एक्सपर्ट रिच क्रेम इस कलर में है देखभाल। मेरे पास ना टाउल्स के लिए वेट करने का वक्त है, ना लंबी लाइन से वेट करना। You know my line. आप जैसे बिजी कस्टमर्स के लिए हम लाइन एयरटेल प्लैटिनम पोस्टपेड। अब पाइए नेटवर्क और सर्विस दोनों में प्रायोरिटी। आपके हर सवाल का जवाब ना दे तब तक हम रुकेंगे। समझो? तो राजस्थान में सियासी मुठामटक लगातार जारी है। सचिन पायलट की नाराजगी को दूर करने की कोशिश अब भी कांग्रेस की तरफ से हो रही है और साथ ही जो उनके साथ के विधायक हैं, जो उनके खेमे के विधायक हैं, उनसे भी संपर्क साधने की कोशिश। लेकिन इसी बीच ये देखिए, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण तस्वीरें इसलिए क्योंकि ये सीएम हाउस की तस्वीरें हैं, ये सीएम आवास की तस्वीरें हैं, जहां पर अशोक गहलोत आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं और साथ ही वो विधायक यहाँ पर हैं जिनका दावा वो कर रहे
अजय
थे
मक्कल।
उनकी संख्या, यानी उनके पास वो संख्या बल है जिसकी जरूरत फिलहाल उन्हें अपनी सरकार चलाने के लिए, उसको बचाने के लिए है। ये तस्वीरें उस विधायक दल की बैठक की, हालांकि अभी बैठक शुरू नहीं हुई है क्योंकि इसमें 19 विधायक ऐसे हैं जो नहीं पहुंचे हैं और उनसे संपर्क साधने की कोशिश लगातार हो रही है।
Hey, hi, Nipun. Yes. Can we start now?
मेरा इसमें वो भी है, मिर्जा भी है,
स्थिति को सही
क्या
करने
होगा
के लिए,
इसके साथ
कंट्रोल करने
मिर्जा
के
भी
लिए
है।
उन्होंने भी कहा कि अभी भी रास्ते खुले हुए हैं। सचिन पायलट से हालांकि नाम उन्होंने यहाँ पर नहीं लिया, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा कि रास्ते खुले हैं, बातचीत की जा सकती है, कोई भी अगर दिक्कतें हैं तो उन्हें दूर किया जा सकता है। पर अब सचिन पायलट हालांकि जयपुर आने से मना कर चुके हैं, उनकी तरफ से ये तो क्लियर कर दिया गया, बट अगला कदम क्या होगा, इंतजार अभी उस बात का भी लगातार हो रहा है। रवि त्रिपाठी मेरे साथ मेरे सहयोगी लगातार हैं। रवि, हम इन तस्वीरों को लेकर लगातार जिक्र कर रहे थे, इससे पहले भी, ब्रेक से पहले भी। अब इन तस्वीरों को हम चाहते हैं कि आप अपने नजरिए से समझाइए। देखिए, तस्वीरें ये बता रही है कि विक्ट्री का साइन दिखाने का मतलब ये हुआ कि जो वहां पर फिलहाल उस बैठक में जो शुरू होगी थोड़ी देर बाद उस बैठक में मौजूद है, उनका मनोबल ना टूटे, क्योंकि 19 विधायक वहां पर अभी भी नहीं पहुंचे।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल 19 नहीं, देखिए उसमें अभी विधायकों की संख्या कितनी है ये कहना मुश्किल है कि जो विधायक उनके साथ हैं, क्या 100 है, 102 है, खबर ये आ रही है 102 विधायक वहाँ मौजूद हैं। तो अगर 102 विधायक है और कुल मिलाने लगा 102 है तो सरकार नेक एंड नेक में फंसेगी, नेक टू नेक में, यानी कि 200 की संख्या विधायक विधानसभा की और 102 है वहाँ, यानी कि 2 का बहुमत है। तो ऐसी स्थिति में सरकार गिरने का डर रहेगा और इसमें ये देखिए आपको पता हो दोनों तरफ से खेल खेला जाएगा। अभी अगर अशोक गहलोत ये वीडियो जारी करके फोटो जारी करके ये मैसेज देना चाहते हैं उन विधायकों को जो शामिल नहीं हो, जो सचिन पायलट के समय का है कि हमारी सरकार बच गई है और आपको इधर आ जाना चाहिए, ये मैसेज देने की कोशिश चल रही है और इसीलिए लिंगर और हो रहा मामला। बैठक लंबी खींच रही, 10:30 की बैठक अब होगी, 11:30 होगी, 11:30 12:30 हुआ, 1 बजा, बैठक को लंबा खींचा जा रहा है क्योंकि उनको डर है कि ये सरकार गिर सकती है और कई सारे विधायक उनके संपर्क में नहीं आ पाए। उन विधायकों को अलग अलग तरीके से मैसेज दिया जा रहा है, फोन पे बात करके मैसेज दिया जा रहा है, ट्विटर के जरिए मैसेज दिया जा रहा है, वीडियो दिखा के मैसेज दिया जा रहा है। ये समझिए कि राजनीति का एक खेल है, ये पहले भी चलता रहा है। ये मैसेज देने की बात आपको याद हो, बेंगलुरु में जो विधायक बैठे थे कांग्रेस के, उनके जरिए से वीडियो दिलवाया जाता था, जब कमलनाथ कहते थे कि भाई हमारी सरकार बहुमत में, हमको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, तो उस वक्त में उन विधायकों से वीडियो मैसेज सिंधिया की तरफ से दिलवाया जाता था कि नहीं हम सिंधिया के साथ हैं और हम सरकार के साथ नहीं जा रहे हैं। तो ये खेल चलेगा और ये लंबा चलेगा, आप ये मत मानिए कि इतना जल्दी ये खेल खत्म होने वाला है। ये परसेप्शन का खेल है और प्रोपेगेंडा, राजनीति में प्रोपेगेंडा बहुत मायने रखता है कि प्रोपेगेंडा करने में कौन माहिर निकलता है, कौन आगे निकल जाता है। तो अशोक गहलोत भी खिलाड़ी लंबे हैं, पुराने खिलाड़ी हैं, तीसरी चौथी बार सीएम है, तो बड़े खिलाड़ी वो भी अलग अलग दाव खेल रहे हैं। इधर बीजेपी की तरफ से भले बीजेपी सामने नहीं आ रही, बैक तो उससे सपोर्ट होगा सचिन पायलट को, किस तरह से आपको खेल खेलना है, बयानबाजी के जरिए सचिन पायलट के अपने समर्थकों के जरिए बयान दिलवाया जा रहा है। तो कुल मिलाने का भी देखना पड़ेगा कुल विधायक हैं कितने सीएम हाउस के अंदर में। सीएम हाउस के अंदर में अगर विधायक उनके पास 109 का जो दावा किया जा रहा है, रात में 109 विधायकों ने समर्थन पत्र में साइन किया है, 109 आगे तो कोई बात नहीं है। अगर 100 के आसपास ही आंकड़ा रहता है, 100, 102, 103, तो मान के चलिए कि सरकार फंसती नजर आएगी क्योंकि बहुमत के लिए 101 चाहिए और इसके आसपास में फंसने का अर्थ है कि अभी भी आपको जानकारी में है कि जयपुर में जो बैठक हो रही है उसमें सचिन के खेमे के 2 से 3 विधायक वहाँ मौजूद हैं। तो अगर सचिन पायलट के खेमे के 2 से 3 विधायक वहाँ मौजूद है और वहाँ स्थिति इसके बाद भी 102 और 103 में फंसती नजर आती है, हो सकता है कि ये विधायक कल के डेट में सचिन पायलट के साथ वापस आ जाए। ये अभी लंबा खेल चलने वाला है।
सचिन पायलट ने जो अपना नंबर वो पहले 30 बता रहे थे, वो 25 किया क्योंकि वहां पर भी संख्या को लेकर यानी कंफ्यूजन अभी भी सचिन पायलट के खेमे में।
Okay, hello participants. I think we have enough participants to join. So we're going to start in next couple of minutes. I'm just waiting more participants to join. We have registered a lot of participants today. So let's wait for next 2 more minutes and we're going to start in next 2 minutes. Yeah.
तमाम विधायकों से उनकी बातचीत है क्योंकि प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष भी रहे हैं, उनके प्रदेश अध्यक्षता में चुनाव लड़ा गया, उसके बाद वो लगातार डिप्टी सीएम भी रहे हैं। तो कल दिन भर की कवायद में हो सकता है कि 5-6 और विधायक को कन्विंस करने में कामयाब रहे हो जो अशोक गहलोत सरकार से नाराज है। तो अभी स्थिति ये है कि सचिन पायलट ने उसके बाद कोई बयान नहीं दिया। ये हमारी आपकी तरफ से खबर आ रही है कि 25 विधायक उनके संपर्क में हैं। उनका जो बयान था कि 30 विधायक उनके साथ है, उस पर कायम है। लेकिन अब सब कुछ है संख्या बल पर। अगर सीएम हाउस में 109 विधायक, जिसका दावा सीएम कर रहे हैं, अशोक गहलोत कर रहे हैं, अगर वहाँ मौजूद होते हैं तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। लेकिन अगर इतने विधायक नहीं पहुंचते हैं, और बार बार मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि अगर जो खेल है, आंकड़ों का खेल 100 के आसपास रहता है, 102, 103, तो ऐसी स्थिति में कुछ भी हो सकता है। जो इंडिपेंडेंट विधायक हैं, जो कांग्रेस के विधायक हैं, वो कभी भी किसी खेमे में जा सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर ये मामला क्लियर कट बहुमत का होता है, जैसे आपने
एक अपडेट आ रहा है इस बैठक से जुड़ा हुआ कि 101 विधायकों के शामिल होने की खबर वहां पर है। सचिन पायलट के कुछ समर्थक विधायक साहब खुद ही बता रहे थे, जानकारी आप ही ने दी हमें, कि सचिन पायलट के कुछ समर्थक विधायक भी उस बैठक में मौजूद हैं। मुख्यमंत्री आवास पर ये विधायक दल की बैठक, जिसमें 101 विधायकों के शामिल होने की खबर।
ये खबरों में सब लग गए, वैसे उसका कोई नहीं है कोरोना का।
सचिन पायलट नहीं है, लेकिन इसमें उनके खेमे के कुछ विधायक भी मौजूद हैं। कभी आती हूँ मैं आपके पास, लेकिन इस बीच रणदीप सुरजेवाला ने क्या कुछ कहा, क्योंकि उन्होंने एक अपील कर रहे थे, वो एक तरीके से नाम भले उन्होंने ना लिया, लेकिन उन्होंने ये जरूर कहा कि बैठकर भी बातचीत की जा सकती है। आइए हम बात करते हैं, अगर कोई होते हैं तो सोचा।
हम सब हर बात में इकट्ठे हैं। मैं ये मानता कि कभी कभी वैचारिक मतभेद उत्पन्न हो जाता है, जो प्रजातांत्रिक प्रणाली में स्वाभाविक है, परंतु वैचारिक मतभेद पैदा होने से चुनी हुई अपनी ही पार्टी की सरकार को कमजोर करना या भारतीय जनता पार्टी को खरीद फरोख्त का मौका देना अनुचित है।
क्या गलत बोल रहे हैं?
और हर साथी, कांग्रेस पार्टी में वो कितने भी बड़े पद पर हो, कांग्रेस की सरकार में कितने भी बड़े पद पर हो, वो इस राय मशवरा को दोस्ताना अंदाज में लेकर आत्मसात करेंगे। कांग्रेस की चुनी हुई सरकार राजस्थान की जनता की सेवा के लिए, और अगर कोई मतभेद है तो कांग्रेस पार्टी के, कांग्रेस आला कमान के सब दरवाजे समेत श्री सचिन पायलट के सब विधायक साथियों के लिए सदैव खुले थे और सदैव खुले रहेंगे। आइए बैठकर वार्तालाप कीजिए। अगर कोई समस्या है तो श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी और राहुल गांधी जी के नेतृत्व में हम उस समस्या का निदान निकाल लेंगे।
मैं निपुण बोल रहा हूँ। हाँ रजुबिया,
व्यक्तिगत प्रतिस्पर्धा के चलते कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार को विस्तारित करना, या राजस्थान के लोगों ने जो 5 साल के लिए भारतीय
आप 8750 नंबर पे कॉल कर लो।
Hello participants. Okay, so I think we have enough students have joined now, so we will not further wait. We'll start this webinar. So welcome to this webinar from InfiCat and Knowledge Institute. Myself Ankush, I'm based in Canada. So let's start with about my background, like how I started and how I can help you with study permit. So I started my career like 10 years ago. I started as an Indian student, and I did my graduation, then my post graduation. I worked with several companies in India, with IT companies, and my initial background was into IT. I worked with big companies like Dell, including Google, Cognizant. So after working with Google, like I moved here in Canada for my post graduation, and after completing graduation, I found that the Indian students who come, or any student who come from any other country, they face very challenges on applying visa, choosing courses. So I found like, even though like agents are helping them, but agents are not helping them with choosing the right courses. So they are just helping them. Okay, so you choose any program, you go to Canada or in US or in Canada or in UK, anywhere there. But what is happening? But they don't know. They don't have understanding of which course they need to choose, or which program they might be interested in. But the only reason was they want to move to Canada and choose me any course. And what happened after graduation? They could not find any job, or they could not success. So that made me think, okay, I need to help students here. So that's why I started this business. I started this student counseling program. So I know that agents are charging a lot of money from students. So that was not right, right? Student services are absolutely free in Canada. So even though most universities are not charging for counseling, most of here in Canada, most of agents who are consultants, they are not charging. But in India, they charge a hefty amount to take admissions. So that's where I'm started this, that I will not charge any money from student and help them to take admission in universities and colleges or anywhere in Canada, UK, US, and we're going to start in Australia very soon. So today's session going to include how you can take admission in. Okay. So here's my presentation. So study in Canada. So we're going to discuss about Canada only today. So apply with confidence and stay ambitious. That's our goal. That to help you to apply with confidence that, okay, you are applying in the right course and right program, which is going to help you success in future, right? So that's the main goal. And student wants to know, or student must know this, that which program will be helping them, or which specific program they are passionate about, or put himself in a condition that, okay, that's the passionate and that's the career path I'm going to take in. So let's start with that. Okay, so we're going to discuss about why abroad, Canadian life, education in Canada, and admission requirements. So let's start with why abroad. Okay, why you want to go abroad? So why? Because there are a lot of already universities are there in India, but why you want to go abroad? The first thing is ease of admissions. So ease of admission is like, even though in Delhi and in most of states, what I've heard about is people are scoring 90+%, but what happened is like 90% still they are not able to secure one of any seat in any of the universities because the cutoffs are really high. But this is not in Canada. If you're scoring 80+ grades, you have a chance to get admission in one of the best universities, even including the University of Waterloo, which is one of the top university, or university in Toronto. So you know that like the one University of Toronto and University of Waterloo, they are one of the 10 universities in the world. So that's why that's really important. Even you're scoring 80%, you are good in maths, you have a chance to get admission in these universities. In India, we would, even though we are scoring 80%, 90%, we don't know like whether we will be able to get admission even in Delhi universities, right? So that's why ease of admission is really important. And that's the main reason people want to move abroad, because they are getting chance to get into admission of one of the top universities in the world, right? Second, when you get into a good university or good college, job prospect is very high. In India, what happened, like I'm not downgrading India. So what I'm putting a difference between getting admission in Indian universities and in abroad universities. So in India, absolutely, if you're able to get good university or get admission in good university, you have a better chance to get a job. But how many are getting right now, right? Very little percentage of people are able to get into admission and then job prospect. Right now, you have more chance to get into admission in one of the top universities in Canada, UK, US, or anywhere in the abroad. And then after once you clear your graduation or your post graduation, you have more chance to get a job, because most of universities here help you to get placed right in the campus itself in your lab, and the co-operational sessions are here. So professor will help you to connect you to most of the companies and get you a job. So it is not 100% for everybody, but yeah, most of the students I've seen, University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, the job placement rates are above 90%. So more than 90% people able to get a job after they complete their program, and 90% they are able to get their job in the same program, in the same field. Okay. in India, what's happened, the second, most of the universities which we are taking part, we don't have availability of most of this study program. So if I want to do a specialized program, still we are lacking in our Indian universities like specialized programs. But in over here, what we have is most of the programs are specifically tailored according to the industry needs. So those you have a chance to choose several thousand programs, or out of several thousand programs, and whichever you find you best and whichever you are passionate about, you can choose that specific program. So if you're passionate about science, then you don't have to learn math, right? Or if you're passionate about biology or medical, then you don't have to learn math. So you are going into specific field. If you're going into tourism, so there are food tourism, there are different kind of tourism, hospitality, so different fields, and they have all specific tailored program according to the passion of student, where they want to pursue their career, right? Tuition fees, I would say definitely if I'm comparing the university fees, it is almost same. In India, what I found, like my friends did MBA in India, they spend on almost like 10 to 15 lakhs per year. So for almost like 30 lakhs, if they are taking admission in one of the good colleges in India, comparing to Canadian universities, it is almost same. For university, it is again 30,000, between 20 to $30,000 per year, and for colleges, it is quite less. It is like hardly 10 to 15,000 per year, depending on how many years you're gonna pursue it. So similar fees is okay. And so one of the best thing is if you're getting admission from our, we can help you to get scholarships. So universities and colleges, they are not offering a scholarship. What we are offering, we have a scheme that we can get you the scholarships, best scholarships. And recently we have given scholarship for up to $10,000 for most of the students who have scored 90% and above in +2. We are getting more offers from our partners, that even though 80% and above, good score in English, good score in math, you are able to eligible. You might be eligible for scholarship. Recently, for September, we have given scholarship for 3,000 for few universities for all the students who are taking admission, or who are able to achieve the admission in certain universities. We are given $3,000 Canadian dollars scholarship to every student who have taken part in that specific universities. So earning while studying, also we will discuss about this. The best thing over here is that you are able to get chance to get earn while you're studying. So when you get your student permit, as per the student permit, you're able to work for 20 hours per week. Right? So 20 hours more than enough, because minimum wage over here is $14, like $14 per hour. So every student I know, every student who have no experience in India or home country, they are able to get a job and earn at least $1,000, at least $500 to $1,000. Everybody earns in a month. So that is a huge amount. Even though I've seen in my home country, like after completing my graduation, you're not able to earn this amount or starting salary. Over here, you're start earning while you're studying. So you can afford your expenses as well as your tuition fees. I've seen people who have earned more than $2,000 or $3,000 per month, depending on their hard work, because obviously you're studying at that time. We are recommending don't spend much time on the work, spend more time on your study, so you can success in your studies. And then after on, when you complete your study, you will be able to get a very good job. It depends on different market, how much you would be earning after your job. I've seen people in technology. If you're passing out from universities, then definitely you're gonna make between 60,000 to 1 lakh per year. $1 lakh I'm talking about. So that's a huge amount. If you're passing out from a university. From colleges, easily from $50,000 to $70,000 if you're passing it from a good program and you have skills. So let's start further. Let me give you some numbers here. So international students in Canada. So this is the statistics we have taken from Canada side, and it says like the most students who come to Canada are from India and China. And after this pandemic, you know that most of the countries are reluctant about other countries. And India is now dominating. So chance to get a visa, chance to get a study permit, chance to get admission in best Canadian universities are now higher. Earlier, Indian students and Chinese students are the higher. Now you know that because there are future restrictions, so Indian students have more chance. So now until 2019, see there are more than 600,000 students who are in Canada on study permit. So Canada is inviting because Canada needs immigration. They want people who have skills. They want to grow their economy. Even in pandemic, they have not stopped their study permit or stopped their permanent residency programs because they want immigration. Their economy sustain on the immigration. So they want students like you who can come to Canada, help in the economy, right? Second, what is the quality life in Canada? You see, Canada quality #1. So ranking #1 in quality index. Economy stable. We know that like this was the out of best country, all out of developed countries, only Canada was the one who was giving $2,000 every month, just to help their citizens, right? So everybody who laid off, who lost their job in pandemic, Canada was paying $2,000 to everybody, right? So that is a huge amount. That's a huge amount. So you know that that Canada has economy stable. That's a good job market. Yeah, most of the people are getting job. I would say more than 90%. That's a huge number. 90% of people are getting job. So that's a huge number, and that varies for a different sector. But yeah, 98% it scores. Politically stable, like 100. It's giving us that. So we don't have a trouble here. There are multiple political parties. Politically stable. Politics is very strong. They are very strong oppositions there. Family, Canadian people are very welcoming. You would love this. I've been to US. I've been to UK, and in other parts of the countries. But I find the Canadian people are so welcoming. You would find people are smiling at you when you're just walking around, and they will greet you. That's really amazing. That's the main thing. Not my reason was to move to Canada was the quality, not the quality of like the people. They are really positive. I was very happy working there in Google Office with Cognizant and with different projects. I was working really good, and I was working as in the management. But still, I was not happy. As soon as you come out from your office or from your comfort zone, what you find that people are struggling there. So that's why they're not welcoming. So, but when you come to Canada, people are really happy, and you would really enjoy the atmosphere here. The weather always good, and really appreciate the other person. So let's start with further. So study program, that's the main goal for today's presentation, right? So these are the main four study programs: STEM, science and technology, business, healthcare, and hospitality. So whichever you want to choose, you have programs. I will definitely discuss further programs here. So these are the programs, one of the examples. For science and technology, you would see bachelor's in computer science. And there I found there are two different kind of programs I've mentioned. So for the degree program, after +2, you can do a degree program that will be 3-year or 4-year degree program, which is bachelor's in computer science. If you want to pursue in computers or mathematics, or bachelor in commerce, or bachelor in science for biology. The similar way, there are tailored programs from the colleges. They are less expensive. They are more open to job market, and they are updating every year according to the job market. Kind of a college certificate for network administration. So in computer science, they are teaching you as a whole computer science, depending on the coding and everything, the base of everything, like a theoretical. And that is in universities, the similar universities we have in India. So the course program could be exactly similar. However, the one I'm highlighting in white, they are college programs. So college mostly take part in job market. So what happened, like they deal with every day with different companies. They invite companies and want to understand what is the specific skill you are looking for from the students. So according to that, they tailor their course programs. So college programs, they are tailored accordingly, and as soon as you complete college program, you have a job ready accordingly. So the college graduate students, when they go for a company, they know that they are exactly spent. So the company don't have to spend more time to again train on them. So that's why they create the program like this. So as soon as they complete, company is going to pick them directly from college. So you are job ready at the same time. So these are different programs in hospitality, healthcare, business, commerce. So people who have maths, they can go for science and technology. Options. I've just mentioned few, but you have 100,000 of programs where you can choose from. For business people, Canada has a huge banking sector. So if you are from commerce background, you can pursue your career in accounting and in commerce or in financial planning. Huge career in Canada. Healthcare and medical. We have seen in this pandemic that every country was struggling for healthcare, personal care, medical people. So that's why Canada has huge demand, and people are earning like more than $50 to $70 per hour who are working in healthcare sector. I must tell you, hospitality. Canada is a huge destination for tourism. Most of the country people in the world, they want to visit Canada. So a huge industry in hospitality. So you can choose your programs, and definitely we can help you to find out your passion and help you to choose one of these colleges or one of these programs. The next, tuition fees. If you're going in college, the tuition fees is between from $10,000 to $20,000 per year. And after graduation, you can pursue for 2-year course. So if 2-year course, and so 2-year total could be between 25,000 to 30,000 per year. That's a Canadian dollar. So that comes around 10 to 15 lakh. Right. Universities are more of a theoretical, yet like we have in our home country. Colleges are more of practical work. So I choose college. I'm pursuing right now in university as well. So I did in university as well as in college. What I found is college is preparing you more of a job market, and university is preparing you more of managerial skills, more of into research and professional courses. Job placement, both have very good job placement. Even you are in college or universities, college are giving you, even I've seen people which are local Canadians who they first go to university, get their education, but for best job, if they want to train themselves for best job, they come and then pursue for a college certificate or for a college diploma before getting a job. So you can apply for degree, diploma or certificate. Colleges are more of degrees. Diplomas and certificates are in colleges. So degree can be of 2-year, 3-year, post-graduation 2-year, but we are more interested into undergraduate program. There will be 3 years or 4-year degree program. You can choose to 1-year or 2-year diploma or 1-year, 2-year certificate. As I told you, for 1-year cost will be $10,000, $10,000 to $15,000, right? The best thing is we want to settle in Canada, right? So we want to come to Canada, get a study, and then after we want to settle in Canada. So if you're taking a college, you're getting 15 points, which can help you to take permanent resident in Canada. And if you're going in university, that help you to get 30 points. But after the university, are we eligible for any work permit, or do we have to go home? So Canada is the only country which is providing, if you're taking 1 year of course, you are eligible for 1 year of postgraduate work permit. If you're taking 2 year of course, then you're eligible for 3 years. You're taking 2 year of study and you're getting 3 year of work permit. And I've seen most of people get permanent residency only in 3 years. So that's the best part. And you can work while you are studying. So you can afford your tuition fees, your expenses. I've seen people even send money home every month. So I have a lot of friends who came to Canada, just spent only 1 semester fees, then earned their further semesters over here, earned their expenses over here. Still they were supporting their family. So as I told you, everybody can earn $500 to $1,000 every month. And I've seen people, and I know I've not seen, I have friends who are earning more than $2,000 every month, which is very easy. And definitely my team will guide you how you can earn, how you can support, and how you can get a part-time job very easily. Almost everybody gets a part-time job here. So don't worry about the expenses. The next is admission requirement. So admission requirement, if you are in grade 12, you require 50% score and above. So depending upon your scores, you're able to choose universities. So definitely if you want to go in University of Toronto or in University of Waterloo, so you need 80% and above. I've seen even we help students get admission in 70% as well. But for those specific courses, but you will be studying in universities which are world's top 10 university, right? So the second is the English requirement. Obviously, you're coming from an English speaking country, and they are expecting that you should be fluent in English. So the basic requirements is you get 6 bands in IELTS. So, and right now, because IELTS was closed, so they are taking Duolingo test and TOEFL test as well. So which are very easy. We also help students in IELTS. And if you're any struggling with IELTS, so we started with IELTS actually. We were coaching students in IELTS test, and then we started with further educating them or helping them with further taking admission. So again, maths and biology depending upon the course, GRE, GMAT, right? It's same. Okay, and these are the basic requirements, and definitely we will help you. And that's it. That's the presentation for today. Right. So yeah, if you have any questions or any concern, you can always reach out to your teacher, or you can reach out to us directly at these numbers. We have a Facebook page. I request just for live updates, for everyday updates, you can like our page over here. So yeah, I'll move forward. And thank you very much for joining us today. And yeah, we look forward for help you further.
Ankush, we'll be waiting for a certain number of doubts. If anybody has, they can unmute themselves and ask questions related to it. We can
Perfect.
Definitely. They have an access to ask their live doubts. Anything in your mind, you can ask those questions. We all are waiting for your questions. You feel free to question anything.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely. And Nishchay, we are able to hear you.
Sir, I've got this question that I was searching for the courses online, and I got to know that there are diploma courses for 4 years as well as there are bachelor's courses for 4 years.
Yeah. Yes.
What should I go for then? And what is the difference if they're both of 4 years?
Okay, so both 4 years. So I'll tell you diploma and degree. So if you are pursuing a degree course, right, so you are able to get more CRS points. So CRS points, because ultimately we want to settle in Canada. If you're going for a diploma, you are eligible for 15 points. If you're going for degree in any university or any college, that is 30 points. So that makes a really big difference when you are applying for your permanent residency. When taking an international student, even though you have a better coursework in any specific diploma, only then I would suggest that you go for a diploma. Otherwise, if you're getting a chance to get into a degree, I would recommend go for a degree, because later on you will find that degree points will gonna help you to get your permanent residency very easily. And there are some provinces or states which will help you. If you have a degree from those states, they will put you in a PNP program, so provisional nominee program. So they will nominate you, even though you're not so good in IELTS or not so good in other prospect, or you don't have enough scores to get a permanent residence. But if you have done degree from that, you are eligible to get permanent residency in that specific province. It's just for 2 years you need to spend there, and then you can move to Canada anywhere. So that's a basic difference I would find in degree and diploma for international students. Otherwise, if you find a diploma has better chance or better coursework and better subjects, definitely you can go for that.
Okay.
Sir, please update me about the co-op programs available. You didn't mention anything about that.
Oh yes, okay. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, co-op programs are so that co-op programs are, for example, if you're doing a 1-year program and 1 semester is co-op, college is also helping get you on-job training. Okay, so on-job training is like when you're spending some time in that specific program. So college has tie-up, as I told you, like colleges are interacting with the local job markets or local job companies, and they are tailoring their programs according to the job needs. So when a student is graduating, about to graduate, so after graduating before graduating, they have own job training. Like we have internships in India. Over here is like co-op programs. So you are able to get admission or get a job in a company. You will be might be paying less, but definitely more than most of employees or more than basic pay. And you get own job training in companies. So if it is co-op program, you will get more credits for your education as well. So that's how the co-op program works for different programs and with different companies.
Sir, can you hear me? How much?
If we get okay, you continue.
Hello. Sir, actually, I was having a doubt that I was preparing for my IELTS general test, but now there has been a cancelled IELTS test. Can you give a brief idea of Duolingo test?
Duolingo test, absolutely. So you are preparing for IELTS general, but what are you preparing for? Are you preparing for permanent immigration or for student visa?
First for student visa, and then I want to settle there.
Okay, perfect. For student visa, you need first IELTS academics is only for student visa. IELTS general is so there are two types of IELTS. IELTS general is for immigration. IELTS academics is for student visa. Okay? Really, because right now due to pandemic, IELTS are not happening. So if you want to take Duolingo test has come up. Most of the universities have started taking Duolingo. Duolingo test is for only 1 hour. I've taken test myself. Most of students are currently taking Duolingo test. So that's only 1 hour of test, and result come in 2 hours. And I find that it is very easier. It is easier than IELTS. So absolutely. Other than any specific question about Duolingo, then definitely I can look forward to those questions. But yeah, that is easier than IELTS, and this is the best chance. If you are struggling with IELTS, take a Duolingo test. It's very easy, guys. Definitely, I tell you.
Sir, what is the period that Duolingo test will sustain? Like IELTS stays about around 2 years after your.
I'm not sure about how long it's going to take, but definitely it is more than 1 year, or it is. Okay. I think because Duolingo, most of the universities are taking Duolingo test just because of this pandemic. So maybe we're not sure right now, like after this pandemic, they would take Duolingo or not. But yeah, due to this pandemic, they are taking a Duolingo test for admissions. Almost all universities are taking Duolingo.
So, sir, when we are supposed to give Duolingo test for immigration in next year after 10 plus 2?
Okay. Okay, after 10 plus 2, if you're currently pursuing test, I wouldn't recommend to take Duolingo test right now, because we are not sure, like after January intake, they will keep taking Duolingo test. IELTS is the best thing. Train yourself on IELTS. That's the best thing. If you're taking admission after January, then I recommend just prepare for IELTS.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Chahal, you may ask your question.
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm Chahal and I'm in 11th standard. I want to ask if actually I want to pursue medicine. So I want to ask that if after 12th standard, if I want to go abroad and then pursue my college there, so.
Absolutely, Chal, you have a lot of opportunities in medical. As I told earlier, after this pandemic, every country needs nursing or nursing people in public health, and Canada has huge support. And I tell you, like, if you're pursuing this field, a very high competition is coming right now, and also because earlier it was really competition because there were jobs and people were ready to move. Right now you have better chance to go if you come to Canada, and a lot of earning opportunities. So I would definitely recommend, if you are in biology or if you are in medical student, definitely go for nursing program, go for healthcare. A huge market is there. Definitely I will help you to get admission in specific program. Like we have program in college diploma like practical nursing, as I told you over here, if you can see the screen, healthcare and medical programs. So different programs, go for bachelor's or in specific college programs. So yeah, depending on that program. Definitely, and they are open for job market. Average job or earning opportunity is between $50 to $70. Any other question, Charles?
Sir, I want to ask one thing that, like, what do you suggest that should we pursue graduation and post-graduation both in a particular country or just the post-grad?
This depends on your career path. If you're coming after grade 12 and pursuing graduation, you are able to get a job easily depending on these programs. But definitely, if you want to pursue higher and if you want to go in leadership or research, then it all depends. It's a personal choice. I find people are going for bachelors and getting a good job and they are satisfied. But you and also you can go to bachelors, work for some time, and then do your post graduation. So it is always a personal choice what you got, and depending upon the industry and the career path you take.
Muskan, you can ask your question.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. My name is Muskan. And as you said that a student scoring 90 plus and above can get a scholarship. So I wanted to ask you, is that the only criteria they look into you, or there are some other factors that depend upon getting a scholarship for a particular student belonging to India or any other country who wants to study in Canada?
Okay. Currently, not all universities are offering scholarships. The scholarship which we are offering are through our partners. So we will help you to get the scholarship. So the criteria is only your grades. So, and there would be some universities, or because universities don't have that, and it is only through us and our partners. And the first most criteria is your grades. As I told earlier, like people or students who have achieved 90% and above, they are eligible for scholarship. For certain universities, if you're taking admission, then all the students are eligible for that until January. And so it depends on that. So we get different offers through our partners and different programs where students are eligible for scholarships. And definitely there are certain universities in certain part of Canada where if you're able to achieve the admission letter, then you are eligible. So it depends on the first most criteria is your grades. And there could be an additional exam which you might need to give for certain universities, not all universities. So yeah, definitely I will guide you if you want, maybe interested in scholarship, and definitely we can find out like which course you want to pursue and whether the scholarship program are there.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And I wanted to also ask you that do we have to give the SAT exam to get into Canadian universities, or is it just for United States, or what is the criteria?
I think Canada is taking GMAT and GRE, but even though most of the Canadian universities don't require that until if you're taking admission in any professional course for postgrad. So most of even in University of Waterloo, if you are scoring more than 80%, they would give you a simple assignment which you need to pursue, and then you're able to get admission without any professional exam. Yeah, PT is one of the exams which you might. So PT, you can search for that. Yeah, for certain programs, not for all programs. For most of the programs, I do not find like there's any exam. You can take admission directly with your first grade.
Sir, when should we apply? When should we apply for the 21 batch?
21, which intake? So there are 3 intakes usually: January, May, and September. So
No,
which
September,
intake?
September.
September 21. Then I would suggest to start applying in January, because if I say right now it's July and January 21 intakes are almost getting filled up. So you must apply before July. So I would say like give your in Feb or March, and then as soon as you give your plus grade 12, I think it is in March, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you give your exam, they start applying, because a huge people who start applying in that time. So if you have given IELTS earlier, you are eligible to get a admission letter, and you will have more chance to get a admission letter prior to other students. So take IELTS exam before March.
Sir, I want to ask something.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, if I want to apply for the September 2022 intake. So when should I give my IELTS?
Okay, so that's how I told. If you're applying it for September 2021 or September 2022, so if you're applying in September session, you should give your IELTS at that year in February or before March before. So you need to take at least 7-8 months before for all the documentation ready if you're applying it. Because right now what's happening, like admissions are getting full very, very soon. As I told you, like right now it's July and January intakes for next year is already almost getting filled up. Most of the colleges have closed their admissions because they were already filled up. They are already, or most of the students are already in waiting list. So if you're applying for September, you must have given your IELTS in January, Feb, before Jan, Feb or Jan, Feb, March.
Excuse me, sir.
Gautam, you ask a question.
Sir, my name is Gautam. I wanted to ask that expenses in India and Canada are similar to each other. So what about the lifestyle that we can get there that is not in India? And what about the expenses there?
Very good question. Very good question, Gautam. That's why I told you, because expenses are same. The very big difference is the quality of life and people are welcoming. As I discussed in my presentation earlier as well, the quality of life in Canada is ranked number first, as you can see on the screen as well. It is economically stable and people are really welcoming. But I found, like, if you go anywhere if you're walking around, people are very welcoming. They will greet you. They don't know you, but they will greet you. They will not pass you without greeting you. That's how. And they are, if you're going in a shopping mall or anywhere outside in public places, they will hold the door for you until you get in. So you will find it really positive. So really positivity is there. Definitely infrastructure. So you have, because India is developing and they are really improving their infrastructure, but Canada is developed. I would say they are like at least 5 to 10 years ahead. And that's the main part. So quality is different. Air quality, definitely. I was from Delhi and I know how air quality was there. And you would find that on PPM index on internet, Canadian air is so pure. I've heard news, I'm not sure about this, that the air is getting compressed from here and then sold in China or Beijing. So that's the oxygen they are compressing it and then selling it in China. I'm not sure if you have heard that news. I'm not, it's true, but definitely a quality of life, better health education, health. Health is free. So you get a health card, and if you face any trouble, you don't have to pay any doctor fees. So that's absolutely free. Even when you are coming for as a student, that is part of your tuition fees. So you are paying your insurance or your healthcare, including your tuition fees. So you don't have to worry about that as well. So yeah, after your graduation.
One thing I can also add into it, Gautam. The thing is, in Canada, the density or people density is very less. So in any state or any country where there are less number of people, the resources has been divided into less number of people. You will get more resources to gather things, to welcome things, or to make them fruitful for your own self. This is a major difference between India or China or country like Canada or US.
Absolutely.
Okay, sir.
Ansh,
thank you, sir.
Okay, Ansh, ask a question.
Hello, sir. My name is Ansh. I wanted to ask if prospering of a bachelor's for master's.
Your voice was breaking. I'm sorry. Ansh, can you repeat your question? I could not. There was really it was breaking.
I wanted to ask if the job prospect is good enough after bachelor's degree or one should go for master's.
I would say that, yeah, even after bachelor's, you have a good opportunity to get a job. If you consider definitely I believe even after graduation, most people get a job very easily. So until unless that's why I was spending. Like, if you spend some, if you're done with graduation, you start working, and if you want to grow further, then go for post graduation. So you will get an easy job if you're scoring good, if you're able to achieve. But yeah, there are more prospects. You can get a job after bachelor's.
There was one more question, Ankush, regarding, might be others can answer. Could you please elaborate some points, letting them know what are their vision? Means they are willing to go Canada and to settle down, or willing to go there for a specific number of years, earn money and come back. So definitely it would be a pathway for them to understand how to proceed further for graduation, post-graduation, or earning a PR, or rather than getting a graduation and earning huge money and come back. So this might be a thing for them to understand what is your roadmap towards the success, or what exactly you are willing to do. You are either willing to get a PR and stay there, manage them your own self into that Canada region, or to come back to your own country and nourish other things. So this would be something for them to understand what is your roadmap is all about. Then they can choose graduation, post-graduation and further.
Absolutely. Very, very good point, Nipun. So definitely you need to find out like why you're going to Canada. So I'll tell you, like, there are multiple types, different types of students who want to. The first student who wants to go to Canada to settle. The second wants to go to Canada to get good admission to a very good university, and then come back to India, work in a company there where you can grow and help Indian economy. So you have a clear path. That's only then you can go to university or a college. So one student is going to Canada, teaching a bachelor course. So if they take 3 years of bachelor course, they complete their degree, they are eligible for 3 years of postgraduate work permit. And once you have 3 years, you spend 3 years at bachelor's, you spend 3 years in your eligible work permit. So you are able to work in 3 years. After completing 1 year, you have enough of points with IELTS that you can get a Canadian permanent residency. So it's up to you after completing your graduation or your diploma, then you're able to 1 year of work permit and 1 year of job. So the job should be on a specific field, because if you are doing a technology, then the job level should be NOC level B. That I want to explain there. But yeah, if you get a job, then you just need to spend 12 months. Once you get spend 12 months, you are eligible for certain number of points that will get you a permanent residence. So most people just need 1 year of job experience. Second, you have already, if you don't get a permanent residency, or you don't want to get a permanent residence, you get 3 years of experience because you have 3 years of work permit. And then you can come back to India, and because you have got an education from one of the best colleges or one of the top universities, you have a huge chance to get a good job in India as well, if you want to pursue your career path in India. That's a two thing which I would say, but the vision should be which most time to pursue, at which career path I'm going to take. So that should be very clear. If I want to come back to India, which industry I'm going to take part. So, and that's why I choose which university I'm going to pursue my education. So that needs to be clear. And if you have any doubts on those, that you want to do specific, like for example, artificial intelligence. So there are certain universities or certain colleges who are taking, have this. Then you want to come back to India, start your own business. You might have already your own business, and you just want to go for business administration. So you learn more skills about global management, about international business. So depending upon which course you're choosing, and if you want to come back to India or want to settle down in Canada, Canada is the only country which is giving you a short work permit after your graduation. So if you're spending at least 5 years, as I told you, like even in part-time, you can earn $500 to $1,000 per month, right? And after graduating, like you did not say anything, I said, okay? You could not say anything. After graduating, you got a job that is between $50,000 to $70,000 per month. Oh, sorry, per year. So which comes around $3,000 to $4,000 per month. and expenses are there. I would say like hardly $1,000, including your residence, including your car, including your daily expenses like food expenses. You would be saving a lot of amount. So after 3 years, you will have a good amount to take back to your home country or send back to your family, or even helping you to grow further. So that's a basic idea I can provide.
By the time Jashan questions something, I am putting a sarcastic comment.
Okay.
To reach Canada, do not consider Diljit Dosanjh to be your idol. Consider any of IELTS or any of the counselors to be your idol, to let them tell you the correct path to reach there. No Punjabi movie can tell you the correct path.
True. Don't take an idol like, okay, you're watching Punjabi songs and almost every song has a Canadian background or a UK background.
So definitely.
Aspire for that. Aspire for the economy. Aspire for improving your life better. And because if you're not getting any opportunity in your home country because you have less grades, but definitely in Canada or in any abroad country or these developed country, which I mentioned before, everybody gets an opportunity. I was an average student. I tell you, like I scored in grade 12 hardly 54%, which is nothing. But I scored very well in my graduation. So my parents lost an interest in me. Like, okay, you can't study. But after my grade 12, I choose myself that I'm going to pursue a course in computer applications. And at that time, like 12 years back, nobody knew like what computers were. Computers were really new to Indian market. So my parents were totally reluctant. Why you want to join engineering? Because my background was engineering. So I chose no. I have an interest in computers. But that's a new thing at that time. Internet was very new. I choose that, and I was able to get a good job, so I could sit in Google Office. So that was a huge achievement for a person. I came from a very middle class family. I belong from Punjab, so definitely I speak Punjabi as well. So that's why I came to Canada. But I tell you, like, but you get an opportunity. Even after coming to Canada, I was able to get work with top company. I was working with Geotab, which is world's topmost company in data analytics. Even I currently even I'm helping them as consulting. So you would say, like, coming from a very small town boy, achieving your target is depending upon what kind of program you're gonna choose. This is the best time. After +2, it depends on you. What is your passion? At that time, I left graduation. After +2, when I scored 54%, my parents lost interest in me. Okay, you can't do anything. We thought like you would do engineering. I said, okay, I cannot do. I'm sorry. This is not my thing. But I chose computers and I scored 80% in my graduation. And that changed because that really interest. Because I was really passionate about it. And I did not did much hard work at that time while studying. Because that came into my, I was keen to learn about computers. That's why I was scoring. So passing test was like a game for me. So that's why I recommend you as well. Even your scoring grade is less, choose your further next program very wisely. Spend time with your counselor. Understand what are your likes and dislikes. Try another thing. Try computer, try biology, try other commerce. What is your interest? Whether you're going to business, technology, science, then only choose your program. Because that's going to make your life further really happy. When you're doing your work or you're pursuing education which you really like, you feel happy in your life. So that should be the goal. Okay, money should not be the goal. If you're doing your work which you're really passionate about, money will come by automatically. That's a byproduct, I would say.
Definitely, Ankush. What you said is entirely. There are many of students who choose science to be a career option, commerce to be a career option, arts to be a career option, and Canada is to be a career option. Canada is not a career option. You choose your career option by studying or by pursuing that career option in Canada. If you score less, if you're feeling that your grades will be low, or you're not going to get opportunities in your own country, Canada is a place to provide what exactly you want or you are willing to pursue, not a career option.
Absolutely.
So, Just you can ask your question.
A menial job. You want to come to Canada, to improve yourself. So if you know like, okay, you're strong, Canada is good market, or you want to get good admission or good college or good education, definitely easily you get take part in a big university without even. So I think that's very wise. Any
So
further
my
questions?
question to you is, sir, that can PR sponsors parents also? The parents also includes to come there.
Okay, so if you get a permanent residence, then what happened? The criteria is that after 3 years, if you show your income is certain level. So if income is, as I told you, like if you're going for any professional course, you would easily earn 50 to 70,000. So you just need to show Canadian government that you have enough money to support your parents. Okay, and they will ask you the earning of last 3 years. That should be more than 30,000, which everybody has. Even do your menial job, you have more. You must be earning more than 30,000 a year. So after 3 years, you will put your parents' name in a pool. So every year, Canadian government they take people and they have a limited quota. I'm not sure right now, between 3,000 to 5,000, and they choose. You can bring your parents here, but even though if they can't get a permanent residency right away, they are eligible to get a visitor visa, and they can spend 6 months and then they can go back. And there's another program they have started is super visa, so they can come and spend 2 years away, and then they go back and they can come back again on visitor visa. But yeah, for permanent residency, you must spend at least 3 years here, and you must have a specific income for 3 years. Then only they will be eligible for permanent residency. Your parents, I will say. So there are programs that you can bring your parents on permanent residency in Canada.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Harshita, Raksha, I guess. Bhumi, Chehel, Devjot, Gautam, Harshita, Ishika, any one of you have any question? Mani, Meherdeep, Mayurika, Muskan, please ask question. And definitely, we people are for you people. If there is any such question with you, you can WhatsApp us. We'll make a short video and upload it on both of the channels. You can get your question answered regarding how to go to Canada, how to pursue what you are willing to pursue, what sort of basic requirements you need to go to Canada. We are open to answer every question of yours. You mentally jot down your questions, write down those questions, provide those questions to us, we'll answer it. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है that we are just focusing on this single webinar to answer each and every question of yours. You can discuss, you can have n number of questions at your side, you can WhatsApp us, and we'll definitely put a video related to your questions over our channels. It can help you out anytime.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Chahal.
So I want to ask you, which university or college is best for medicine?
Okay. So specific universities, I would say there are master programs in every university for healthcare, and even all of the colleges, most of the colleges, I would say, yeah, they have nursing programs. Which specific program you want to pursue in nursing? Because in medical field they are again different kind of program.
Cardiologist. I want to become cardiologist.
Cardiologist. Yes. So I think almost every college has this cardiologist. Yeah. Any science college would say, any universities or any college, even Waterloo University or University of Toronto, University of Guelph. So there are a lot of universities. So it can if you can message me, I can give you the list of all the universities and colleges who have this program. But I find like all of the colleges, most of the colleges have this cardiology program, depending on which province you want to go for. Ontario, British Columbia, and in that university, in that province, which is the best university, I mean, you can get admission easily. So that's a really popular course.
There are 2 points. Where are you willing to go? And plus where all the backgrounds or all the necessary points are pushing you to go. these two things gel up and provide you the best college. You cannot say that this is the best college and I am going to put myself onto this. Your what scores and what other things you are getting, they will decide which college is best for you. So you need to focus on all those points as well. So you cannot figure out this is the best college. Definitely there is a best college in every country, but to reach there you require some basic points. You have to focus on that also. Harshita, you can type that question. I'll question it on your behalf since your mic is not working. Anyone else has any question, they can type or question.
Okay, and I think I've just gotten feedback from my panel, and they're saying like, okay, for Duolingo test, I've said 2 hours. You get a result in 2 hours. Sorry, it was 2 days. So if you're taking a Duolingo test,
I guess Samaksh had a same question. Samaksh, consider what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
Duolingo test.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you get a result in 2 days. I'm sorry, I mistakenly said 2 hours. So that's the fastest result you get, because in IELTS, the result come in after 13 days. For
30
Duolingo,
days.
result in 2 business days. So that's the best part, and it's just 1 hour test.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question we have, students?
Sir,
there
like,
are 2 questions.
Yeah.
Samaksh, okay, you question here.
Sir, like USA suspended their HSB visas till December. So are they going to start their immigration process in the month of January?
We are not sure, Samaksh, what happened. You know that the US, it all depends on US politics. Even the latest news you might have heard last week, even everybody got shocked. A lot of students got shocked. Like they have started sending back students as well. So what they've recently come up with that students who due to pandemic, they are taking online classes. So the government is saying that if you're taking online classes, you don't have to be in US. So they have started sending back the students who have valid visa, who are pursuing their graduation or postgraduate or their education in the US. They are sending back those students as well. So currently, I've stopped recommending your US universities because of the current political situation. So I would not say that if anybody wants to go to US, just hold. Try using UK. I would say UK the best option. I would say. If you want to go to any developed country or big universities, UK have started going to give you more work permit. They are now open after Brexit. What they have started is after graduation they would give 2 years of work permit. Rather than going US, I would say choose from Canada, UK, and Australia. But US, we're not sure whether they will start H1B again.
Okay, sir.
Ankush, there are certain questions. One question is, sir, what are the requirements to start the application with a particular UNI? The question is from Tamish.
So for those university, so starting a process will start with the IELTS exam. So first you should have clear your last education. You must have your all degrees and transcripts from the college. Second is the IELTS exam. Once you have these 2 things clear, then depending upon which university and which program you're choosing in, if they have any requirement for any professional tips, then otherwise the first thing is you must have clear IELTS and your last education. We will send a formal profile to the college, and then they will depending upon their requirements, they will send further instructions.
Another question is from Varyam. Hello, sir. I just wanted to ask that I wanted to pursue my career as a teacher in Canada. So how to? My same question, Ankush.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, teachers. There are teaching programs in Canada. currently we have one person in our panel who was an English teacher in India. So she has now joined. She was working with us to coach IELTS. Now she has joined as teaching as English in Canada. So that's a program she has chosen. So once she completes that program, she will be an English teacher in Canada. And the IELTS requirement is quite high for that for these programs. Like for most of the programs, IELTS requirement is like 6 band in each and 6.5 overall. But for teaching programs, specifically like the program which Kanika Kapoor is taking, she is one of the panelists, and she has taken a course for teaching as an English teacher. So she wants to pursue this. IELTS requirement was 8 bands, 8,777, 8,777 in rest of the other modules. So once you get that band, you would take an interview. Then there was another test. Then you take then you would be able to get admission in those courses. And once you get educated from these universities, and they will help you to groom you as a teacher, to make you understand like what a psyche of a student. So I found the teaching program always completely different than what you were getting educated in India. Like a bachelor's in education program is also there. So definitely, if you want to pursue career as a teacher, there are a lot of programs. I'm not to mention that on my slide, but yeah, definitely you can contact me and I can help you with certain programs. You can research about those as well. It's a huge career.
There is a question from Harshita. Do we need to have maths in this plus 12?
Depending upon courses, as I told you, for science and technology, definitely there must be maths. For business and commerce, for some programs you need math, not for all. For healthcare, you don't require math in all programs. Hospitality, you don't require math at all. So depending upon which program you're going to choose, they have certain requirements. And one more thing, you would not see those requirements on the university or the college page, but we have some tailored because university contact us directly, or university we have partners who contact university every day, and they have specific requirements which they're looking for. So you sometimes you don't even know like why your application got rejected, but we know that because you don't have maths, or you don't have math in your grade 12 or in undergrad, that's what so before applying that, so you don't waste your application money. You get contacted to us and we will help you. Okay, you require maths, or you require specific numbers in economics if you're taking part in any economic or like Bachelor of Arts in economics. So we will help you with that because we have tailored requirements from colleges and universities.
Sir, there are two more questions. Harshita is looking out for if she is willing to pursue data analyst. Does she require maths, and what will be the courses she will be doing for particularly data analyst?
Absolutely, data analytics over there. That's me because I'm also from data analytics part. So for data analytics, yes, you may require maths. Yes, I think most of the courses which I have come across with, yes, you require maths in grade 12, and the courses will be. I have this course like IT business analysis or business analysis courses, data science, or there are diploma courses in big data. If you're starting after grade 12, then definitely starting with SQL and Python. So definitely there's huge demand in Python, I would say. If you know Python language, right now, even though you don't have a degree, you get a job, one of the top industry or one of the top companies in Canada. So if you're using your skills in SQL and Python, so get
There is one more question from Jilu that how can we move forward with biotechnology?
So biotechnology, yes, we have bachelors in biotechnology, and there are college programs in biotechnology, diploma in biotechnology as well. So if you have a medical background, or if you have medical in or biology in your grade 12, then you can take admission in that course. So what specific question, like which course you want to choose? Because there are a lot of universities which are offering biotechnology courses here.
Ansh's question is, sir, can you please ask for an average lump sum amount for 3-year course including other expenses?
Oh, sorry. Okay. For 3-year course, if you're doing bachelor's, then bachelor's degree, from a university, then the cost will be around $20,000 to $30,000 per year. So 3 years will be around $60,000 plus. Okay. The other expenses will be your living expenses and your travel expenses. Those come around like $500 per month. So I would say for approximate $6,000 additional per year expenses. So approximately $20,000 to $25,000 per year if you are pursuing a bachelor degree program from a university. But if you're doing a college program, the living expense is going to remain same between $6,000 to $10,000 per year. But the college program, they are between $10,000 to $20,000, depending on the college, which college you are providing, which province. Ontario is expensive. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Newfoundland, there the university programs are even cheaper. The college programs are even further cheaper, and the living expense is cheaper. Depending on which province you want to go in, accordingly the expenses are there. The living expenses in Ontario is much higher. Even in Ontario, near to GTA area, near to Toronto area is higher. If you're going further north, there the expenses are much less. So it depends on which province you're going in, the expenses changes.
Definitely, I can add on to this. You cannot calculate the other expenses. A person may eat food which is not ethically correct. May eat food in a temple or any gurdwara, and the other person who is having a lavish dinner or an afternoon breakfast or lunch at some hotel. You cannot compare it with any such things. So other expenses depend majorly on you, how you are pursuing your complete 3-year course and how you are establishing yourself into a particular scenario or in a particular hotel or in a particular PG or anything as such.
Absolutely.
Another question from Jashn is, how can you compare Canada with other countries like Germany, Japan, Denmark, and how is Canada more beneficial in comparison to Germany, Japan, or Denmark?
Okay, so it's about the permanent residency, because in any other European countries, they are not offering a short work permit after the graduation. And if you don't getting a short work permit, you won't be able, you might not be able to get a work experience, because in Canada, even you don't get a job after your graduation, still you have work permit for 3 years. You can search for job, or you can pursue your career. You have other paths to get a permanent residency in Canada. In European, France, and any other countries, first thing, you are not eligible. You are not. You don't have a sure work permit. Second, their permanent residency program is not there. Like any point-based system is not there. So if you get a good job in a good company in a better position, you earning specific salary, then you might be eligible. Then you only might be eligible for there get a permanent residence, but still you're not sure that. But in Canada, if you pursue a 3-year course, you get 3 years of work permit. After 1 year of work experience, you have enough points that you get a permanent residency in Canada. That makes Canada differ with any other country. Even in UK or US does not have anything. They don't provide. In UK, they have started a 2-year work permit after that, but still permanent residency is not sure of whether you get that or not. They have proposed point-based system, but right now it's not there. Australia had that, but they have made a lot of changes. So Australia says that if you get a job, your job must be of a minimum salary, that you must get at least, I'm not sure, like between 30 to 50,000 or plus in that specific program which you choose, and you must get a job in that specific program, then only you will be eligible for permanent residency. In Canada, say you did a technology course, but you got a job in business analytics or in any other part, in any other field, but you are still eligible for permanent residency, and you are eligible for points which can get you permanent residency. So that makes Canada different with any other country. If you want to settle in any abroad, Canada is the best place.
Amanjot, you can ask your question.
So, sir, we've been talking about science and technology and business and all, but there's like a whole field of design and editing and all.
Yes.
So, sir, what about pursuing career in that and like designing? There are 3D design, graphic designing, there are logo designs, UI and all.
So that's
Can you tell something about those?
over here is like what in my home country, but I did a computer application course in India. So in my application, everything was included. Coding was there, SQL was there, designing was there. So I could not understand where my skills are going. Right? But over here, you can pursue a specific program of college diploma. I have a college a diploma in specific graphic design. In graphic design, there are specific like whether you're going to go for website designing or go for other designing like interior designing and other. You can go for CAD. So if you have interest in machine designing, so there is a specific course you will be learning designing machines on computer on certain softwares which they have. So
So,
definitely,
I've been designing many things. I'm doing like 3D modeling for 3 years maybe, and I do like interior design on those and many things like things, many other
3D.
things like designing or not. So I want to know more about that, like what to pursue after like +2 and all.
Ankush, let me interrupt you. He's a student who is pursuing class 12 science. And for me, I'm knowing him from class 7th or 8th. He is very much concerned and very much focused on designing, whether using 3D designing or certain courses as such around revolving around the designing part. He's willing to know many things regarding this, how he should approach into Canada or should take certain courses there to pursue all these things and can take his interest level onto his professional level.
Absolutely. So I would suggest there are degree programs and college programs specifically for 3D designing or for in designing. I'll give you an example. Like I live in Kitchener, Ontario. Okay, so here what they have recently in that pandemic, Conestoga College, I believe, or University of Waterloo students, they did a joint venture and they created 3D those PPE kits. I'm sure you have seen that that mask. So they started designing. Earlier, Canada was not producing those, but with the 3D designing, they started this program and now they are selling that. And as a huge company has started, Canadian government has funded them with millions of dollars in that. They started with one student from Conestoga College. I'm not sure with the University of Waterloo, and they joined a team. They did it with, and then they started a company now, and that company is funded by Canadian government. And now a huge factory is coming up just near to our house, and that's everything is based on the designing they did on a 3D printer. And I had seen 3D printers earlier in my only on videos. When I visited that factory and visited that plant, I able to saw that like how easily they print, and that was done by started with one person, like the passionate people like you. So definitely, and this guy was from the program, I believe in Conestoga College they have a designing program in 3D. So definitely you can go and look for that program, and I can send you that case study as well. So you can look for that.
There's one short question with Redkar that how can I pursue any course regarding the development in iOS apps? Definitely, this also belongs to the same field what Amanjot was talking about.
So yeah, so that's a development course. Like you have a specific tailored course in most of colleges, which are depending on mobile application. So there's a diploma in mobile application, college certificate in mobile application or iOS application. That includes iOS and Android or any other applications. So there are specific programs. If you have interest in application development, you can go pursue this mobile application.
Definitely, for all those students who are just willing to get their interest done, whether into this 3D development or website development or iOS development or Android development, these all come out from IT background. Anything which is very lucrative or has a future, definitely these courses will be introduced or are already introduced into the segments of any university.
if there is a university and they are finding some courses or some things lucrative enough for in present or in for future, they'll definitely make sure that they'll provide you major assistance to do so. They'll be having those courses which will be providing benefit in present as well as in future. Tamish, possibly the last question. After having IELTS and our 12th result, what is our second step? To call us.
Just contact us and we'll just help you. We'll ask you to fill up a small form and yeah, you will start your application. So IELTS is the main. If you have done IELTS, you've done your graduation or your grade 12, you got your result. You just need, we just need your mark sheet and your IELTS result mark sheet. That's it. And then you're going to start your process.
Any such question you have, any thought process you have, you want any suggestion, any information, you just type a message to us. We'll call you, we'll message you, anything which is being required by you. We'll assist you for everything. Any student, any person, whether you or your friend, anyone requires anything, we are ready for you people.
And one thing I must add, that we have a system here that we in system, when we add your profile, we will ask you your interest. Like you told me, like, okay, you have interest in iOS application. Somebody told me they have interest in 3D. Like, so I get a tailored course program list in my system, and I will send you that list. So you get a list for all the universities, whether you want to, if you want to come to pursue in Canada. So when I put your profile in my system and with your interest, it will suggest me all the programs, because currently what is happening right now, why we are different here. Because if you want to pursue a course, you will start searching on Google, like 3D programs in Canada. And there are different programs in 3D in Canada and different colleges, but you don't get a specific list of specific programs in different colleges. But I have a system here. When I put your profile in my system and your interest in my system, then it will give me a tailored list of only those programs with your interest. And I will send you those programs and the coursework, and you can choose from those programs and there whether you will be eligible for those or not. If you're not eligible, but still the program is there, then it will not show me in my list. That's the best. If you're spending time searching a specific program, just ask me that you have an interest. This is your profile. I will ask you certain questions. I will send you a certain questions. You just give me those questions, answer those questions, and I will send you the list of the programs which you may be interested in. And we can discuss further on that. Okay. Do we have any other question?
Jilu, you have a question that is, sir, can you please send me the information regarding biotechnology and about the programs and courses? Definitely, we'll provide you a PDF related to all segments, related to what sort of field or what sort of courses you are willing to do. We'll definitely provide you the assistance related to it. If you are having an interest in biotechnology, what sort of courses which you can pursue, and what are the basic requirements in terms of your class 11th and 12th you require. Definitely we can put that PDF right into your WhatsApp, or can provide you through an email. Definitely what makes us feel good regarding this. Sure. If anybody has any question, they can ask. So where we have to ask to tailor programs according to our interest. Samaksh is asking, sir, where we have to ask about the tailored programs according to our interest.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Then you can reach out to this email or this number, and with what is your interest, or you can ask Nipun, and Nipun can forward me those requests, and I will get back to you with all tailored college programs and universities.
Even if nothing is coming up right now, you can reach out later whenever you have any other question or whenever you are researching about, and you can ask any question. The best thing is the most important thing I have not said, that we are not charging anything from student. So there will be no fee from students. So if you want to get admission, there will be no consultation fee. This is absolutely free. If you're paying any fee, then you're going to pay directly to college, not to us. Whenever you're starting an application, most of the colleges provide, most of universities are providing us with fee waiver, so you don't have to pay even application fees. With few universities, if you're paying the application fees, if you are going with us, then definitely those are reduced priced. And tuition fee, again, you're going to pay directly to colleges. So you're technically not going to pay any amount to us. Our goal is to help you to get admission in courses which you are passionate about or you want to pursue education in. And we are charging no money to that.
Ankush, what we can add is we can at least save there near about 1 lakh rupees or so. We are not going to charge anything in terms of counseling. We'll definitely provide them the correct course they are willing to pursue or what their interest hangs out. Plus, whatsoever we are going to provide them, we can provide them a good assistance to provide better scholarship. And plus, in any cert in universities or institutes they are gathering out, we can provide them the assistance to provide PGs or anything as such. So definitely it will be very beneficial for the student going through a roadmap which we are laying down, or from other institutes or from other segments or from other consultancies. Not only they have to pay the consultancy fees, plus they are not being provided to the related to the scholarships or in fact the fee waiver which they are gathering. One of my students went to some other consultancies. What you were telling me that the fee waiver or the point waiver or admission waiver which universities provide, that consultancy took the waiver and then provided to the institute or to the student. So definitely what we are different from others is we are not only providing assistance free of cost, but also providing your path to get better scholarship and better fee waiver.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as I told you, like recently for January intakes, we have few universities giving scholarship for every student, I would say. Whichever student have gone to that university, that's I'll tell you, the Algoma University is the name, or there are other universities we have North York, and there are other universities I don't remember come up with their name. So those universities are given. So those universities are not giving scholarship. We are giving you scholarship, and every student who have taken admission in January intake, we have given scholarship to all those students, and up to 3,000 Canadian dollars, which is a huge amount. I have universities where I can get you scholarship up to $10,000. Nobody can get you that, and I'm not charging any money for it. So that's a thing. And also, if you're going to an agent, so what agent are trying to push you that go for that specific college, go for that specific, because they have tie-up with only one of the colleges, and they will always push you to go for that college. What I am pushing you is choose your college, choose your program, then come to me. You can do that. Or if you don't able to choose it, I will give you a list of colleges. And I assure you that the list which I have, very few people in India have this number of list. Or these number of colleges, I would say. Okay, so even if you have any doubts or any further questions, you can reach out to Nipun, you can reach out to me directly on these numbers or on this email, and definitely we can talk.
Definitely, we'll end up with this, and definitely what we're going to do is we'll encourage these students to send us certain questions. We'll jot down those questions and we'll make a video and put it again onto the channel or directly WhatsApp them so that they feel fine whatsoever they have questions in their mind or their parents have any such questions, they can feel free to ask from us.
Absolutely. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining and spending this time. And I all the best with your grade 12, and definitely if you're going to Canada or any country or with any other agent, all the best for you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Okay.